Hi everyone, tonight on our program, ADB to divest investments in Ghana International Bank and Metro Mass Transport as bank climbs to 17th position out of 23 banks in Banking League last year.
All the relevant indices presented a positive outcome, providing the basis for the bank climbing up 3 places from the 20th position to the 17th position in the banks.
Also tonight, government downplays fears that the country will soon default on its debt obligations due to rising borrowings.
Some countries have not been labeled as high distress.
But you are at risk of high distress, yeah.
How come yet sometimes they default? Some others have been labeled as highly distressed, yet they don't default. You get it? So it's not about the labeling. It's about building your capacity to be able to meet your debt obligations.
Plus, JoyNews' Habitat Fair is coming up in a couple of months. One of our partners will share what to expect. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for joining us tonight. Details right after this. First up tonight, the Agricultural Development Bank, ADB, will divest its investments in 4 institutions, including Ghana International Bank and Metro Mass Transportation Limited. The bank holds 9% and 16% stake in both companies. Now, according to the Banks and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institutions Act 2016, a bank or financial institution shall not invest or hold investments in the share capital of a body corporate other than a subsidiary. We have more in this report.
ADB has investments in Ghana International Bank, AgriDev Real Estate Limited, Metro Mass Transport, and Activity Venture Finance Company. Speaking at the bank's annual general meeting today, Board Chairman Alex Benasco said management has begun the necessary processes to divest these investments accordingly. He explained that the financial implication of the divestiture has been assessed. Meanwhile, ADB improved its position in the banking industry league, climbing from the 20th position in the year 2019 to 17th last year. Alex Benasco says ADB is doing everything possible to consolidate its gains.
In the area of cost savings and management, total operational expenditure was well contained, thus finding expression in the overall cost-to-income ratio of 78.2%. At an year-end, a marked upgrade from 2019 position of 92.2%. Indeed, all the relevant indices presented a positive outcome, providing the basis for the bank climbing up 3 places from the 20th position to the 17th position in the banks in 2020.
Managing Director of ADB, Dr. John Kofi Mensah, is optimistic the bank will sustain its consistent profitable growth since 2017 going forward. He explained that the 3-year strategic plan that was revised last year aided its growth.
We are working with a 3-year strategic plan which will end in the year 2023. And the strategic plan is the one the document that is influencing the progress. It was a well thought out plan which we used almost 6 months to deliberate on, and that is showing a trajectory according to the plan. So our expectation is that the profitability will continue, and by the time this plan is ending, a new one will be in place. And so the board and the management are going to sustain the growth of this bank. And by the grace of God, we are not going to go back to days that the bank was wobbling.
ADB registered a 400% year-on-year profit of 65.4 million cedis last year. The board, however, did not recommend the payment of dividend to shareholders.
Now, management of the Ghana Stock Exchange will be developing guidelines for market making by brokerage firms and investors. This is part of enhanced measures to protect investors on the market. Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Eko Afezi, disclosed this during a virtual launch of Trade Live, a digital platform for trading. Here's a report.
Live is a new innovative electronic platform that has been developed by IC Securities for their customers. This is a collaborative effort by the Ghana Stock Exchange, IC Securities and MTN Ghana to help investors access the exchange in the comfort of their homes and offices. Speaking during a virtual program to launch the platform, Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, Eko Afezi, noted that as an exchange, management is developing guidelines together with the Securities and Exchange Commission to protect firms that will be involved in trading on the market.
It's true. As an exchange, we're going to be developing guidelines for market making. It's important that we have guidelines in order to protect investors. And it's not every broker who can qualify to become a market maker. And at the same time, SEC recently also came out with some other requirements that you need to have in order to do other things. Apart from just the normal brokerage. So we'll link up with the SEC in order to achieve this. But this will be done in no time. It's been one of the things that we've always wanted to do. And you're right. This can be a game changer. A game changer in the sense that it can support and provide liquidity on the market, especially on the sell side where most people want to sell and they don't get buyers.
In a solidarity message, Acting Chief Finance Officer of MTN Ghana, Kobna Benti Enchil, hinted that the network provider will be developing more of such platforms to help boost liquidity on the market through technology.
Consequently, Trade Live will bring the capital market literally to the fingertips of the average Ghanaian who uses any mobile device. I must add that this is only the beginning as we roll out our Ambition 2025 strategy to transform MTN into a major platform player and operator of choice. There will therefore be future development of the Trade Life platform to include all major payment options, especially bank cards and other mobile money platforms. This achievement will go a long way to help drive the digital agenda of Ghana and expand the electronic money and payments ecosystem, resulting in improved benefits for all stakeholders.
IC Securities is hopeful of using the new platform to encourage new investors onto the market.
Now, government is downplaying fears that the country will soon default on its debt obligations due to rising borrowings. The World Bank recently warned that Ghana's debt situation is worsening due to rising commercial borrowings. The country's total debt stock stood at 332 billion cedis at the end of May this year, with a large chunk of the debt coming from commercial borrowing. While speaking on PM Express Business Edition, Deputy Finance Minister Dr. John Kuma insists there is no cause for alarm.
Some countries have not been labeled as high distress.
But you are at risk of high distress, yeah.
I'm coming, yet sometimes they default. Some others have been labeled as highly distressed, yet they don't default. You get it? So it's not about the labeling. It's about building your capacity to be able to meet your debt obligations.
You want to get there. If you don't matter about the label, it has implications on your borrowing from the credit rating agencies and all the rest. I believe that, Doc, you don't want us to get there in that having that type.
Well, you see, the fact of the matter is that in this particular COVID era, I'm sure the description they are giving to Ghana will be given to so many other countries. Because every country at the moment is borrowing to shore up their economy. And the focus now in any country is not about how much debt you're accumulating. It's about how are you protecting your people, how are you ensuring that they are surviving. And we in Ghana, we've been lucky apart from the fact that the debt levels are rising, like His Excellency the Vice President said, there has been high levels of prudent management of the economy. So all the indicators that show that your debts are going up and the reasonable consequences of having high debt, we have avoided that situation in Ghana. For instance, we are seeing growth, especially in the first quarter. Inflation too has been in single digit. We have also seen a very stable exchange rate with the currency. And then we have high import cover for the country. Over 5 months is one of the highest in our history. Okay, we have about $11 billion sitting in our import reserve. So all these are indications that despite the COVID and the difficult global environment that we find ourselves, Ghana has done well when you look at the critical indicators that show that the economy is being managed properly.
You don't think that we are getting to that tipping point? You think that for you, the end will justify the means, even though the risk of being classified or tagged as a debt-distressed country is near?
Well, there is no point in being hyper about being described as highly debt-distressed. And look, a country like Japan has 235% of their debt to GDP. 235. Will you call them as highly distressed?
They have more assets. They've built up more assets to absorb those.
And you think we don't have assets?
I don't think that
70, and we are around 76%. Somebody is at 235. He's not crying. We are 75, and all of a sudden we want us to believe that our own is not manageable. Rest assured that the managers of the economy currently understand what it takes to manage this country competently. And so far, even though we are still in the COVID, if you check 2021 budget, and especially with a mid-year review, government has disciplined itself to stay within the fiscal limits or the fiscal consolidation arrangement, so that we are not even asking to spend more in the mid-year budget. We are staying within the fiscal deficit of 9.5%. All these are strong indications that despite the difficulties, government is determined to stay disciplined so that we'll be able to control and avoid the excesses that may come from the debt distress situation that we are talking about.
Assurances there from the Deputy Finance Minister, John Kumah. You're watching Business Live. Now, as we gear up for this year's Habitat Fair in October, some of our partners have been telling us about the exciting goodies to expect. We have been engaging the project manager for the planned city extension project, Daniel Ohinedu, on the Brick and Mortar Show.
One of the major benefits coming to Habitat Fair, you are exposed to so many groups, everything about housing and construction. I mean, from houses to fixtures and fittings, to electricals, to plumbing and everything.
I want
but
to know.
For us,
yes, for you.
For us, the major thing you are going to benefit is a discount we are going to be giving on the registration. The 50% discount we're going to be giving on the registration.
And the registration is $4.99.
It's $4.99. So you virtually have about 250 cedis off. And then also the advantage that the +1 promotion brings.
Up until October 31st.
By October 31st. So if your income is not up to one, which would go for a 3-bedroom detached, you can do a 3-bedroom semi-detached, or even do a 2-bedroom semi-detached, get an additional room, because you see, that's the expandable area. That's how the design is for all our house types. So it's going to be good.
It's going to be exciting.
People should take advantage. And
how do you see this rent-to-own concept in the next 10 years?
I think it's going to be a major, already it is, a major force to reckon with. We have a lot of attraction now from financiers, from banks, and from people who want to be part of the city itself, the new Accra city itself. 10 years from now, I believe is going to be the order of the day. I mean, because people want products like this that are flexible, that are affordable too, and where you have, communities that are not tight.
And now that's something to look forward to in the month of October at the JoyNews Habitat Fair. You're watching Business Live. We've got plenty of stories to come. Do stay with us. We'll be back after this break. And that was your look at stories making headlines in the world of business. While back home, GIZ, in collaboration with DHL Group, has organized a 3-day training session for some selected small-scale and medium enterprises on how they can incorporate e-commerce in their business to take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. The program, dubbed Pan-African E-Commerce Initiative, focuses on online branding, digital marketing, customer service, logistics, compliance, and cross-border trade. 72 SMEs applied for the 3-day certification event, but only 20 were shortlisted. Here's more. Advent of the COVID-19 pandemic has made digital trade unavoidable. The African Continental Free Trade Area, AfTA, offers an opportunity for Africa to develop e-commerce. However, the key challenge is how to develop digital solutions for African businesses and consumers. That is why GIZ partnered with DHL to train 20 people in using e-commerce for trading. Brian Jansi Jidapo is technical advisor for Digital Transformation Center at GIZ Ghana.
We ran the first session in Rwanda, we did one in Kenya, and we are doing one in Ghana now. The whole purpose is to improve the frameworks to support growth of e-commerce across this African sub-region. And by that we mean, first of all, supporting governments to work on e-commerce policies and strategies. On the other end, we are also supporting SMEs directly by building their capacity so that they can take advantage of the growing markets that AfTA presents.
Managing Director of DHL Ghana, Morgan Oluko, said the objectives of GIZ align with his outfit, hence the partnership.
GIZ is a German agency, largely empowered to develop internationally train people It's largely to do with development of SMEs and the empowerment of entrepreneurs, particularly SME startups. For us, Go Trade is one of our sustainability program.
Consultant for digital training at GIZ, Malfemo Ashong, took the participants through online branding, digital marketing, customer service, logistics, compliance, and cross-border trade.
I took the participant through how to go online and then sell, because we realized that a lot of SMEs are selling online, but they are not really taking advantage of all the activities that happen online that can make them sell. So we took them through digital payments. That is one key factor of e-commerce. And since you are going online, you have to be able to satisfy everybody, because once it's online, it's not only Ghanaians that are going to buy. So how do you take your money from someone who is in Nigeria, someone who is in South Africa, or even the US? Because your products are going to be online, we took them through their trust, how they should trust digital platform, payment platforms, and then take advantage of them, because that is what will drive them to go global.
Some of the participants shared the experiences and told Joy Business the expectations of GIZ and DHL.
I'm Beatrice Ducamensa and I'm representing Lamshare. The key thing is representing the brand, the image representation of the products on your website and your social media handles are also important.
My name is Frederick Sogbe. I'm the CEO of Zane Organic Cosmetics Industry. We are into tomato soap production. What we expect is more of a partnership to help build our capacity and make us more visible.
Well, finally, tonight, a graduate of social work turned fashion designer is using his enterprise to empower females from Zongo communities in Kumasi. Abdul Karim Nuhu, a graduate of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, believes empowering women with employable vocational skills is relevant in reducing poverty. Naya Jima visited Zema Best Creations in Sawaba and tells the story of young women who have so far been given a second chance after dropping out of school.
19-year-old Kohafa Tunuhu dropped out of school at class 6 to sell locally prepared soya bean products. The fear of repeating a class for the third time in primary school influenced her decision. After years of selling soya products, she had to opt for a more sustainable means of income, hence opting for fashion designing. Kohafatu has done 10 months of her 1-year apprenticeship period. She is already making money from jobs she gets in the house. Her dream is to be at par with her colleagues in the school.
By the time my master.
Vivian Oseifosu is one of the females who dropped out of school. Unlike Kohafatu, she was able to make it to the senior high school, but had to drop out to take care of her ill mother. Both females got the opportunity through the SOS Children's Village No Business as Usual, a project providing employable skills for the youth of Askwari Mampong municipality. The European Union-sponsored program influenced owner of Zima Best Creations, Abdul Karim Nuhu, to take up a hobby in fashion as business.
There was a guy who wanted to get me a protocol, but he asked me to pay 6,000 Ghana cedi, which I agreed to. That same week, on Saturday, I was lying down and I realized that no, why should I go and pay something that I think I have the capability or my certificate could have offered me? So I later called him today that now I'm no more interested into the protocol issue. So it was through that money that I had, 6,000. and I managed to get some money in addition to come and rent this place. MBU enrolled me into Joyce Ababu, just JACCD. That's where I also learned the female aspect of the fashion.
After a year, Zima Best Creations is becoming known for the quality of works churned out by the outfit and support for school dropouts and unemployed youth. The enterprise has taken in 17 apprentices with 10 females whose apprenticeship entry fees are drastically waived. Sewing machines, a deterrent factor for many who are interested in learning the trade.
All right, that story, good motivation to end this week on Business Live. Thanks for watching. My name is Daryl Kwao. Enjoy your weekend.